want to show this story. It's brutal. The Senate Judiciary Democrats put this out today. 23,000 likes. So it's at 10:30 today. It says, Anedith Danae Reyes Alvarez died in government custody. She had sickle cell and congenital heart disease. But we couldn't access timely and adequate medical care. We need to reform immigration detention. Now, let me be clear. That looks like a cute girl, and that's fucking horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Now listen, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It fucking sucks. Anytime that you have law enforcement activity, bad things could happen. And it is terrible. That doesn't mean that we stop law enforcement. It doesn't mean that we say, well, then, I guess we can't do anything. I guess we can't enforce borders. But it is terrible. And I understand how that pulls on the heartstrings. And I do, from the bottom of my heart, feel terrible about those things and say, that's bad, but nonetheless, I'm sorry, we have to enforce the law. And so, okay, the Senate Judiciary, apparently they're also deeply concerned with this. Fair enough. 23,000 people. Maybe we need to do something, right? There's just one little thing, though. Just one little thing. I'm sorry. That girl died in 2023. Who was president then? I forget. Oh, that's right. That human vegetable, Joe Biden. Now, I don't know how many times I talked about it on this show. During first term Trump, all we heard about was kids in cages, kids in cages, kids in cages. And then we ended up with twice as many kids in cages under the Biden administration. And no one gave a fuck. They didn't care. Now, the truth is, I care. I may say, look, we have to enforce the law, but that doesn't mean I don't say, look, that fucking sucks. It does. I'm not fucking heartless. But I told you over and over again, these motherfuckers do not care. If they cared about kids in cages, why the fuck weren't they outraged when there were twice as many under Biden? And I debated people over and over. Maybe one or two left-wingers I talked to, and I asked this question to probably 50, 60 lefties that I debated. Where's your outrage? Kids in cages, where's your outrage? You know what they tell me? These kids are different. Fuck these kids, right? They're different. Fuck them. Trump's kids in cages, even though they're only half as many, they were different. Those kids were good kids. These kids, fuck them. We don't care about these kids. They're different. Of course, if I steel man their position, it was Trump's separating families. But Biden's not. Okay, how'd the kids get there? Remember, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said it was a human rights abuse that Trump had kids in cages, and then had twice as many kids in cages. And the left did not give a fuck. They didn't care. Where was AOC taking photo ops? Where were they going through ICE detention centers with the mainstream media like they were doing under Trump? They didn't do any of that. Why? Didn't give a shit. And I talked about this a lot. I said, what does it mean when they're engaged in blatant hypocrisy like this? Yes, step one is it means they never gave a shit about what they're claiming. They don't care about kids in cages. They don't care about kids that are being detained. But that's only the first half of the equation. You want to know what else their hypocrisy proves? That they know you do care. You see, they're not going to be hypocrites about an issue that no one gives a fuck. They're not going to say, oh my God, can you believe Trump eats eggs? And then you catch them eating eggs. It's not because they wouldn't have a double standard on something that stupid. Of course. It's that the issues doesn't matter because no one gives a fuck. Who cares? Trump eats eggs. Who gives a fuck? When they engage in these double standards, it's issues that they know will play well with the public. Truth is, many people in the American public don't want to see kids in cages, or they're fucking heartbroken by it. But they never gave a shit. They just knew you did, so they pretended to give a shit. If, God forbid, something happened, what was that show? Was it Kiefer Sutherland? Was it called, like, Last Survivor? You remember the show I'm talking about? Like, the premise, I never watched it, but just from seeing the ads, I think the premise of the show was, like, State of the Union or something, and then there was a terror attack, and it took out, like, a bunch of people in the administration. Designated Survivor. Is that what it's called? And so, like, this is based on, like, something that's real in politics. Soul Survivor, is that what? I don't know. But the idea is you don't have everyone from the administration because if something bad like that happens, you got to have someone that can take over power. I think it's Kiefer Sutherland. I could be wrong. So let's imagine that happens and it's a Democrat. Whatever, some fucking horrible attack or a meteor falls, God forbid, and it just wipes out huge swaths of our politicians, you know? And then it's a Democrat. For whatever reason, it falls on, it goes down the chain, and it's like, holy shit, it's Kamala Harris. Now she's president, right? And obviously there's going to be a mourning period and it takes a month or so. But then at the end of that month, they're like, you know what? Our policies, we're going to open the border back up and now we have twice as many kids in cages. And let's say 3 times as many people died in ICE detention. Just a month later, and now it's Kamala Harris president. You wouldn't hear one fucking story. There wouldn't be one protest. You wouldn't see the mainstream media talking about it all. They would not give a shit. Yep, on to bigger and better things. We don't give a fuck about that now. They would not give a shit. How do I know? Because they gnashed their teeth and screamed over and over about kids in cages under Trump and then did not give a shit when we had twice as many under the Biden administration. Now we have the Senate Judiciary Dems that are out there like, oh my God, look how tragic this is. This poor young girl died in detention, ICE detention. We need to change our policies. They didn't say shit when Biden was there. They knew this story. They didn't give a fuck. Oh, if we talk about this now, it could hurt us. So we'll keep our mouths shut. Oh, now Trump's there. We'll try to mislead. And it's not the first time that Democrats did it on their official X account previously. During Trump's first term. I remember this. I covered it on the show. They put up a post that was like, the United States, UN or some group says the United States worst in the developed world for child detention. Oh, fuck, that monster Trump. Kids in cages, right? What a monster. Only it was during 2015 when Obama was president. So what the Democrats do? They were just like, oh, our bad, and deleted the post. Like, oh, fuck those kids. Oh, those are kids Obama detained? They must have been shitty kids. Fuck them. Then they're going to sit here and gaslight you. Oh, no, we really care. Based on reports from immigrant advocacy groups and documented obtained through FOI request, approximately 56 to 67 people died in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody during Obama. Issues with medical care. In many cases, substandard medical care at both private and public facilities contributed to the deaths. Where were the riots? Where were they? When you mention, look, Obama said quotes like, yes, we have to deport, I'm sorry, we do have to deport children. Yes, I'm sorry, we have to deport. They say, it was different. It was turnaways. It was this, it was that. He was doing it humanely. Okay, you had an awful lot of people, according to advocacy groups, getting substandard medical care, dying in ICE facilities. Where were you? Now, what they'll say is, oh, we didn't know about it, but now, yeah, we wouldn't let that shit go. And they're lying. If a Democrat wins the presidency in 2028 and 70 people die in ICE detention, they won't say shit. They won't look for it. They won't give a fuck. If you bring it up, they'll go, oh, yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, it's Trump.